Day 62. You may notice I'm in a new chair. This is the chair that lives in the corner of my office, and I've since moved it to my desk, and I'm really enjoying it. It has a lot of comfort advantages to it. It's a little bit lower profile, and I literally feel like I am immersed in the jungle now. Guys, this is such a beautiful time to be alive. We are getting to be the humans, the souls that are ushering in a new paradigm. And I'm sure every soul could say this from every generation, but I'm saying it now. So we have a very unique full moon, super full moon in Pisces, and a partial lunar eclipse. This is all happening tomorrow, September 17th, later on in the day. So uh, we're still waxing. The moon is still waxing to its fullness. So this felt like the right time to go ahead and fill you in on some of the astrology aspects that I've gathered. And hopefully it can be helpful and supportive for you as you navigate through this portal. And I just want to mention, we have already been in the portal. The eclipses especially work in 2 week long windows. And so you've already been feeling things. Hang on one sec. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb because it's connecting. And I'll go ahead and turn the Bluetooth off so that my headphones stay connected to here. Okay, cool. Thank y'all. You know how we do on the Phoenix Diaries. We keep it kind of raw and authentic. Occasionally there's tech difficulties, etc. So let's talk about the energy of this moon, okay? And how you can best work with it. I have some notes here, so I'll just kind of be referring to these, and then I have a few um, technicalities that I'll be sharing from my phone too. So, what is this energy about? It's about connecting with something greater. We also need the boundaries to prevent the codependency. So Pisces has this energy of wanting to merge. That's why I'm referring to this, connecting with something greater. Pisces is a heart frequency. It's a heart energy. It wants to almost dissolve into the other. And of course, we can think about intimate relationships. We can think about codependency on the shadow side. But on the higher frequency, on the devotional side, which Virgo and Pisces share, a very devotional service oriented axis. They are opposites in astrology. And so, opposites in astrology always share the same purpose. They just approach it differently. They approach accomplishing the mission from a different perspective. So we have water, Pisces, earth, Virgo. They share the same axis. For me, it's the axis of service and devotion, and also health of the body, health of the mind, health of the spirit. So we are in Virgo season because the sun is in Virgo and our moon is in Pisces and it is full in Pisces. And anytime you have a full moon, it is always going to be opposing the sun sign. So for me, I love to speak about oppositions. I love to speak about the axis that is activated right now so that you can understand, what is Virgo season about? What is this moon about? What is being shown to me? So, being mindful of this desire to merge and of the necessity for discernment, which is Virgo's specialty, practicality, and merging from that place so that your heart is protected, so that you can love and serve all that you're meant to love and serve. There's a really big burst of thunder happening outside. So right now, during this, let me say here actually. So let's talk a little bit more about Virgo. It's discerning, it's analytical, it's conscious, it's self-sufficient, it's earth. This is what Virgos all about. Of course, the shadow is being overly critical, perfectionist, hyper focus on the details, living from the mind, um, overly concerned with the mundane and sort of getting lost in the trees and forgetting about the forest. Pisces, mysterious, intuitive, the heart of interconnectedness, meeting with the universe, melding into the universe. This is what Pisces is here for. Of course, shadow states of Pisces is avoidant, overly emotional, despondent, um, addicted, escapist, manipulative. Now, a lot of people say that about Pisces, but I feel like I can kind of call my sign out being Pisces rising. So, right now we are getting access to insights. A full moon is here to bring the fullest amount of illumination. A super full moon is physically closer to us, and so that is increasing the gravitational pull and is allowing us, and I want you to see it that way, allowing us the opportunity to deal with emotions that may have been under the surface and out of our perspective, under the radar. And so this full super moon is coming closer to us, illuminating and pulling up and out these suppressed emotions, these suppressed desires, giving us a huge opportunity to sit with all of these emotions. And it is a very emotional moon right now, very emotional. It is bringing us into our heart. It is hopefully being interpreted by you as an opportunity to connect deeper with yourself, deeper with the divine, come into communion with your spirit and spirit, the greater spirit, God, and then with others. And all of this needs to have boundaries around it. I wrote, falling in love deeply is the opportunity, perhaps with yourself or in a spiritual sense or with a person. It's about opening your heart and connecting from an authentic place. So, as you may be becoming aware of unconscious needs or yearnings that you had, that may have been hidden to you previously, particularly around wanting to merge with another, feeling alone, or like there is no one to show love, um, to show love or to share your heart with. It's important that you maintain that bird's eye view. That right now you may not have clear direction. While you may be feeling a lot, and you may be, as I mentioned here, becoming aware of these inner yearnings that were previously hidden, you might not yet know how to integrate or move forward with this information. And I'm going to offer to you medicine that I received yesterday in a session that I was receiving from Heather Gordy, who is an incredible practitioner. She works with the Akashic Records. She's a very gorgeous, profoundly practical channel. And we had cacao and we had a beautiful session, and it was a much needed session for me. I had actually gone too long without a session, so it was a really, really nice tune up. And some of the medicine that I'll offer to you in regards to this is be okay with not knowing where you're going. Yes, you are navigating, but you're not navigating by sight. And I'm so grateful for Heather illuminating this for me. It's a time to navigate by the heart, to navigate from the feeling place, from your intuition. This is Pisces specialty. If you've been hyper focused in Virgo mode and you've allowed the pendulum to swing too far into the mundane, into the practical, into the perfectionism or overworking, then it will be very hard to hear your intuition at this point. And so, some things that I would recommend you do is sit down with a cup of cacao, sit down with some singing bowls, with some musical instruments, with some meditation music, with yourself in silence, with nature, with your animals. Come home to listening, that stillness, and see what's there for you. See what comes up. See what's worrying you, concerning you. What is your intuition asking you for? How can you nourish yourself? How can you tune in and listen? And this, of course, is where the devotion piece is coming in, all of this. Um, so, the light is shining on the intentions you set 2 weeks ago at the Virgo new moon. Hopefully, during these last 2 weeks, you were able to become conscious of your standards and what your heart needs to protect your integrity. Oh, I love this. I love this. And this little nugget I pulled from the pattern. If you do not have the pattern, highly suggest you do. I mention this all the time, and it's well worth upgrading your subscription to the paid. I don't know how much it is, honestly. I think I just did the year one because I use it so dang much. It's one of the best upgrades on an app that I've ever done. The pattern. Check it out. So, love this. 2 weeks ago, we had a new moon in Virgo. Revisit that time, check out that date, and look, I believe it's the third or fourth. I'll tell you now. The second. New moon. Yeah, it was late in the day on the 2nd, September 2nd. So check out what was happening around the beginning of the month. Check out intentions. This is why it's so cool to work with the moon phases. So hopefully you're very clear and organized and you actually wrote something down. I actually had the intention of being very thorough and very Virgo and making a list and being very practical with what I said. And I ended up writing one thing on a sticky note and one intention, and it was my computer going to sleep. Actually, kind of interesting. It was about grieving, loss, death, and rebirth. Heather didn't know this, but yesterday when I was in session with her, I was dressed in tones of beige and cream and white and very flowy. And she was in like very fitted, dark clothes. And it was so interesting, the contrast. And she was like, wow, before I came here, I knew we would be doing a session around contrast, duality, masculine, feminine, the merging of the two. And here you are dressed in all white. And she had already poured our cacao cups, and mine was this beautiful flower agate, white cream colored cup, and her cup was this very deep, dark gray, blue labradorite. So it was just fascinating, and I can't wait to tell Heather this, that just to confirm her intuition. That was my one and only new moon intention. Um, During the new moon 2 weeks ago, I was experiencing a lot of grief, and I still have been. I've been experiencing it since I wrote it. Um, Loss, surprising removal of things, of people, of relationships, endings, com- and beginnings, all in the same breath. It's been a fucking roller coaster. Like, and it has, these last 2 weeks were able to make me conscious of new standards and what my heart needs to protect my integrity. What my heart needs to protect my integrity. I love that line and that phrasing so much. To protect the priestess in me, the goddess, the woman, the temple that is me. I have become so crystal clear on some of the lineage wounding that has been passed on to me. And I've become so crystal clear of some of the karma that I've been clearing and calling into clear, and the mirrors that I've been asking to present themselves to me to help me become even more crystalline on the vision that is what I want in relationships, what my heart needs, so that I can be in my integrity. Our relationships can be the portals that set us free, or they can be the prisons that hold us, trap us, smother us. So you have to be the one that sets those standards, holds those boundaries in order to protect your heart, in order to protect your integrity. Because for me, my integrity is so much bigger than my relationships and my heart. My integrity is my essence, it's the pillar of me. Everything I do requires my integrity, not just who I love and how I am in an intimate connection or what kind of daughter I am. Yet my integrity plays a role in all of that and more. I get so passionate about that. So reflect, see what was coming up for you, see where you're at now, what has become illuminated, recognize it. This is all awareness. There's not really anything even to do except to become aware. I want to circle back to one other point that I was mentioning. Be okay navigating in the dark. This is the void space. The void space you cannot see in, not in the way we're thinking. You can't see it. You won't be able to sit down and make a plan. The next couple steps may be invisible to you right now. Your job, your work, your honoring of Pisces is to embrace the unknown, to know that you'll know when you're meant to know, and to take the next step as it comes. And until then, be poised in your boundaries, in your standards, in your essence, in your truth, and be unmovable in that. Um, one nugget I wanted to share with you guys from here. Yes, this is very important. This is another aspect that's happening around this time. In addition to the energies of this full moon plus eclipse, this aspect is encouraging you to clear away what's not working and prioritize your own needs so that you can come from a place of wholeness as you're relating to others and avoid codependency. And the aspect that it's referring to is Pluto in Capricorn that is forming a square to Venus in Libra. This influence is pushing you to look into your relationships and make some critical choices, which, as we've mentioned, has been the theme of the eclipse season this year. Pluto is meant to stir up emotions as well. So have compassion for yourself. If you're feeling some turmoil, this moment will pass. It will not last forever, and it's a moment to start tapping into what you feel that maybe is usually hidden in the crevices of your psyche or your heart or your body. And know it's coming to the surface because that big, full super moon is pulling it out of you. It wants you to see what's there. It wants you to see what's hidden and to feel what you often don't allow yourself to feel. And that's the beauty of this moment. And if you can let it flow like water, it will find its equilibrium again soon. Full moons are also going to shine the light on what's not working so you can make a change. So instead of trying to control what you feel, keep it hidden, ignore it, or push it away, allow it to rise. So that you can confront it and let it go. If you're noticing shadow behaviors, there's nothing to fear. Any feelings around loss of self or codependent behaviors or realizations that you're self numbing, just to cover up what your heart truly longs for, are signs you're not on the right path and you're not listening to your intuition. So, right now, if it's feeling like you have to self betray, like you can't feel your feelings, you're not supported by the people or circumstances or situations you're helping, then pay attention. Because if they're coming up during a full moon, know that it's your soul trying to communicate with you. It's trying to get you to change direction. This is why I started this diary the way that I did, saying that we are the lucky souls that have this unique opportunity to be present, to be learning, to be aware, to be noticing, and to be devoted and committed to shifting. as best we can, as soon as we have the information to. I spoke with Heather yesterday, and she's similar to me in this way, and I've often had to remind myself that not everyone is like this. But she said to me something that just really rocked my world. And it's not so important what she said, it's more so important for you what comes next. I found myself taken aback after she shared it. And she said, "Yeah, once you know, you can't unknow." And I said, "And once I know, I can't not act." And she was like, "I know exactly what you mean." And so, for those of us souls that are devoted to what we say, beyond the cute bumper sticker of like, I'm on a spiritual journey and I'm growing, doing my thing, getting better and expanding, those that are really truly here to become better, to do the work, to be the vessels of love that we desire to be, those are the souls that once they are shown a lesson, once they see a negative pattern, once they recognize a toxic relationship, those are the souls that say, and now I must act because I know too much to not act. I know too much to ignore this. I must lean in here. I must be brave. Why? Because my integrity is in question. And that's why that line affected me so much. Conscious of your standards and what your heart needs to protect your integrity. Your heart is the keeper of your integrity. It is constantly communicating with you whether something is safe or not. And so once you recognize something, you must, you must act. You must act. If it is a part of your core pillar of integrity, then you must. And the quicker you can just not even negotiate with yourself, just say, okay, now I know I can't be in this relationship. Now I know I can't keep taking that substance. Okay, now I know I can't keep acting this way. And then the rubber meets the road, and you get the cool opportunity to completely shift your paradigm because you're taking action. And that's what gets me fucking excited about it. That's why I do that. That's why when I recognize something, I take action because I know it's the path of least resistance. Ultimately, once you get past that initial nitty gritty codependent addiction, then you click into a higher frequency and you're like, oh, wow. Why did that take me so long? Which, of course, is not a very helpful question, but sometimes how we feel. We're like, oh my God. And I love to celebrate those moments. I'm like, let me remember this next time so that the next time I'm shown something, I'm made aware of something unconscious made conscious. I'm going to take action even quicker because this is like my intuition, my compass, the unseen guiding me. And then I see it. You believe it before you see it. This is exactly all of these principles all weave together. So, deep breath. Be brave, be bold, be gentle and tender, and allow yourself to navigate this dark and also light moment with as much grace as you can summon and as much tenderness as you can summon for yourself, and move in the direction of peace. I love you. I hope this serves you so much. And happy full moon, happy partial lunar eclipse, happy Virgo season. Cheers to our souls that are here to show up and do the work. I love you. I'm right here with you. I'll see you soon.